What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. In today's video, I'm going to try to answer the question why you would want to engage in a level 10 purge. I've seen a lot of people asking in the comments why you would engage in the purge by itself, let alone why you would want to engage in one of the most difficult facets of Conan Exiles as we see it today. Now, the level 10 purge is nothing to take lightly. This is a very strong purge that's going to come and do damage to your base and likely kill some of your thralls. Now, I've got a video coming out later on this week that's going to show you how to effortlessly defeat any level purge, including level 10. The channel's been growing like crazy, so thank you for subscribing, and if you're interested in seeing that video on how to defeat the purge effortlessly, I'd recommend subscribing to the channel and ringing that bell so you don't miss that video when I upload it. So let's talk about some of the reasons why you might want to engage in the level 10 purge. Aside from just being able to say that you've done it, received the achievement for doing it, there are rewards that come at the end of the purge. Some of those rewards are thralls, some of those rewards are actual loot, and we're going to jump into all of that right now. Now, I did some digging in the Conan Exiles dev kit recently, and I found that the level 10 purge actually has a different loot table than the level 8 and 9 purge. 8, 9, and 10 are all considered legendary. However, level 10 actually has the ability to give you what is called tier 5 thralls, where the level 8 and 9 purge will only give you up to level tier 4. Now, you may have never heard the term tier 5 thrall before this video. This is a specific classification for thralls in the dev kit that means that they come in a different way than spawning on the map. Those different ways would be in the purge, or some would come in the surge if you're playing on the Isle of Siptah. But basically, this notates that they do not spawn on the map. Now, I only ran a few level 10 purges to get these thralls. So we're going to start right here with Makes Waves. She is a performer. Up until this point in time, you were only able to get this performer if you were playing on the Isle of Siptah, but I was able to rescue her from a cage in the exiled lands. Now, she has a strength damage modifier of 1.6 and an agility damage modifier of the same at 1.6. Moving down the list, we have Ambusher Tira. She is an archer, and again, this was a thrall that you were only able to get in the Isle of Siptah up until this point in time. Now, she has a strength damage modifier of 1.548 and an agility damage modifier of 1.2384. Anju the Dervish is a purge thrall. You have only ever been able to get her from engaging in a purge. Now, her strength damage modifier is 2.064 and her agility damage modifier is 1.6512. I also received a couple of Dalencia Snow Hunters from the couple of purges that I did. Now, she is not necessarily a tier 5 thrall, which makes me believe that you are able to get lower tiers even if you're doing a level 10 purge. So a tier 5 cage could house something that is a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, or technically tier 5 because they only come in the purge. And Dalencia Snow Hunter has a 2.236 strength damage modifier and a 2.064 agility damage modifier. And I did get her a couple of times when I did these tests. Additionally, I got a couple of Leoneles when I did these tests. Her strength and agility damage modifiers are 1.6. I got a Relic Hunter Treasure Seeker from one of the cages as well. Strength damage modifier of 1.677 and an agility damage modifier of 1.548. Amma the Seductress came out of a couple of different purges. Like you can see, I have 2 of her, and she has a strength and agility damage modifier of 1.6. I know this is a favorite for a lot of you, Cormag Beastblood. So he has a strength damage modifier of 1.788 and an agility damage modifier of 2.064. We then have Dano the Pup here with a strength and agility damage modifier of a 0.5. He is a tier 4 bearer. And then the last name that I got out of the couple of purges was a Cimmerian Berserker with a strength damage modifier of 2.24 and an agility damage modifier of 2.08. I also got what I would actually consider to be trash, so a Kushite Fighter 3, a Shemite Archer 3, a Zingaran Fighter 3, and a Stygian Fighter 3. The only one that surprised me out of all of these was this Shemite Archer, who had a 2.17 agility damage modifier. Let's jump into the loot that I got from the 2 purges. I only looted 2 chests, and these are the chests that unlock with the key after you have victory. So I'm just going to scroll through this stuff so that you can see what we got. If you're surprised about this because it's a new icon, these are new recipes that you only get from completing a Purge level 8 or above. For level 8 and 9, you get 2 rolls for there to be a recipe. For level 10, you get 3 rolls for there to be a recipe. I also got the Blade of the Adventurer from 1 box, and then if we scroll down, you can see there's more recipes that we got, and then I received a Reaver's Axe and a Bec de Corbin. Now, if you're wondering what all the recipes are that you can get from the Purge, I'm going to go over those right now. So we have the Stygian recipe. This is for the rations. We have the Burning Cauldron. We have the Strategist Table. We have the Stygian Coffer. We have the Vanguard Armor. And then we also have the Elite Stygian Vanguard Armor. So those are the 6 recipes that are available from defeating a Purge that is level 8 or higher. Now, all this is great and dandy, and you can get some names that you probably haven't seen or maybe have never collected in the Exiled Lands. However, the big issue that Conan Exiles has right now is a massive balance problem. You see, most of you are going to say, go for a Dalencia Snow Hunter or a Cimmerian Berserker, wherever he is, down here, and that's all good and dandy. However, the problem is that a lot of these thralls, say like the Ambusher Tira or Anja the Dervish, these are difficult thralls to get. And when you find a thrall like this that has worse stats than what you can run down and get in Nurb River with the Cannibal Brute, having a 3.12 melee damage modifier, a 2.88 agility damage modifier, and gaining 59.5 hit points per point vitality, we have a very big issue. You see, the harder the thrall to get, or the higher the faction is for that thrall, the more damage they should do, in my opinion. Now, Funcom has gone through and done some revamping on damage modifiers and made certain areas of the game and the thrall system a little bit more understandable. Like all of the dancers that I showed you in this video, all have a 1.6 strength and agility damage modifier. The named bearers, for example, all have a 0.5 agility and strength damage modifier. Now, bearers, I can understand having a lower damage modifier because you're able to carry so much in their inventory. Dancers, again, I can understand having a lower strength and agility damage modifier because they're going to remove corruption and help you heal quicker. But when it comes to archers and fighters, I really don't see a reason why a more difficult fighter to obtain is going to have lower damage modifiers than thralls that you can just pick up anywhere on the Exiled Lands or the Isle of Siptah. The answer to why would you do a level 10 purge? Well, you would do it to get the recipes that are available, those 6 recipes that I went over, and you could do it to get a number of these thralls that maybe you don't have in the Exiled Lands. But if you are expecting any of that to make your life easier or make your gameplay better, you are gravely mistaken. Because none of these thralls are competing with what you can already obtain from the map on the Exiled Lands or the Isle of Siptah. And I think a lot of you that have been questioning doing that level of Purge already know that the rewards that you get just simply aren't worth the effort that you're going to put in. And currently the Purge system doesn't have any room for crafter thralls. So those crafter thralls that may actually make your life a little bit better or a little bit different aren't available through the Purge. Now this is all stuff that Funcom could fix, I think probably pretty easy by going through and revamping some of their damage modifiers, revamping some health, so that the thralls that you actually obtained from the Purge are better than the thralls that you can get in the Exiled Lands or the Isle of Sipta maps. And really, that's only going to fix the Thralls. I still have other really big issues with the Purge and the way that it's set up the system that we have now versus the system that we had before, and the way that Funcom treats the Purge like no other encounter in the game. But that's a subject for a different video that I'll do sometime in the future. And I still fully believe that the Cannibal Brute, Thugra, and the Ritualist, those are all bugged. I don't think that they're supposed to have the damage modifiers that they have currently, and I would expect to see them patched in the near future. However, there's still thralls like the Sumerian Berserker and Dalencia Snowhunter who have those good high numbers, and I'd like to see the Purge thralls at least have those damage modifiers, if not even higher damage modifiers, or at least higher health with the same damage modifier. There has to be a reason to risk what you've built and the thralls that you've trained up worthy of engaging in a level 10 Purge. And aside from the video that I'm going to show you later on this week about how to cheese the Purge, it is very difficult to defeat a level 10 Purge unless you've got a decent sized clan. Don't forget to whack that like button on your way out and let me know in the comments section below what is the highest level Purge you've defeated. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button that says join on this page. Click that for details. There's 2 videos on the screen. Click one of those to watch next, and I'll meet you over there.